Hey guys, welcome back to Deadman 1010 and welcome back to Lego Harry Potter years 5 to 7. And on the last episode, we were showcasing Vernon Dursley. And now on today's episode, we're going to be showcasing none other than Petunia Dursley. But unlike Vernon, she gets, well, two outfits in this game. You get her green coat and just the regular, well, her basically. But unlike Vernon, in terms of ability, she does absolutely nothing other than just roll around. And as is the case for this one. So, that's literally it for her abilities as well. She does nothing. So, yeah, that's it for Petunia. But in terms of information about one Petunia, before we go on to that, there's a comparison between the two variants anyway. Here's a comparison between Harry, another Harry, and another Harry. I'm not going to compare it to all the Harrys because that'll literally take forever. But yeah, there are a couple more people I'm going to be comparing her to, but in order to do that I've got to exit out of this level, unfortunately. So yeah, that's what I got to do. So let's get Petunia out here. We compared it to the Harrys, so now we're gonna compare it to Vernon. There's them side by side there. There you go. And then we're gonna... Actually, never mind. I've got a different approach now. Sorry, Hermione, you're gonna have to go A-well. Or A-well. So, here we go. Bingo. There's the other variant next to Vernon. There you go. So I've now compared Vernon to the other Petunias. Now we're going to be comparing Dudley to the Petunias. There you go. Of course, Dudley will be the next showcase, but for now it's obviously Petunia. There you go. Nope. Did not want to jump, I wanted to press circle. And then the final variant is here. There you go. So that is it for the versions of, well, Dudley. And obviously we're not going to compare it to the versions of Harry because that'll take forever, but what we are going to do is compare it to her sister, well, Lily. So, there she is. Along with the other version of Lily Potter. So there you go. And then we're going to compare it to, well, compare the Petunias to James. First is Ghost. there you go, there's that. And then there's the other version of James. Well, of course, Petunia is there. Okay, that's it for comparison, so yeah, I'll just keep going around. So, information about Petunia, well, unlike Vernon, it's actually going to be a lot longer to talk about because of Snape and his love for Lily Potter, Petunia kind of gets a bit more backstory. And if you're wondering what I obviously mean, then obviously stay tuned. So basically right now as I explain it. So basically, when Petunia was younger, along with her sister Lily, both of them were meant to be invited to Hogwarts, but only Lily ended up going, which upset Petunia, along with Lily gaining a friendship with Snape, so therefore, well, Petunia took offense to that as well. So obviously her backstory is a little bit limited, but it's a lot more than what Vernon gets and, well, Dudley gets, kind of. So yeah, so there's that, and then years later he ends up, well, she ends up taking care of, well, I say that very, very loosely, taking care of Harry along with Vernon, who does so as well. Like I said, I say that very, very loosely. So they of course do that after the death of course Lily and James from Voldemort. So they're doing that, not that they're doing a good job at it at all. So yeah, so that happens, and then comes obviously the stuff that actually happens in the movies. So basically throughout the first and second installments of, well, Harry Potter, Petunia, Vernon and Dudley actually play quite a significant role, in the sense that they're with Harry just enjoying a normal, well, I say normal, but you'll understand in a minute why I say that very, very loosely, but they enjoy a normal morning at Privet Drive, because that's where Petunia, Dudley and Vernon live. For Privet Drive, that's where their house is. So they enjoy a normal day there until some, well, letters end up flooding through, and this is in the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, depending on where on earth you are in the world. So yeah, it's in that movie, which is of course the first Harry Potter movie. So it happens there, and basically some letters end up going through, and what they are well, letters to Hogwarts that are for one Harry Potter. So Vernon and along with Petunia, not so much, come up with the plan to try and stop the letters from coming through, aka the mail. But that plan gets thwarted when a whole bunch of them just flood the scene, and therefore Vernon takes Petunia, Harry and Dudley to the middle of nowhere, where they try to rest there. But then Hagrid comes on free with his large self and wand and, you know, all that fun stuff, and gives the letter to Harry, and therefore they go off on their adventures, which obviously leads to Harry going up Hogwarts and being on his own adventures along with Hermione and Ron that were right by him during those said adventures. So that's what happened during the first movie, and then second, they try to thwart Harry's plans in going Hogwarts again, but Ron, Fred and George in the enchanted car of Arthur Weasley's basically helps Harry not end up being able to go to Hogwarts. In other words, obviously, they help him get to Hogwarts via the enchanted car. The flying Ford Angular, if you will. More aptly named. But even then, I don't know whether I quite said that word right. God. Oh boy, words are so hard to pronounce sometimes. But yeah, they do that, and you don't really see Petunia or Vernon or Dudley until, like, I think it's Deathly Hallows Part 1 or Part 2. You see them in the later movies because they have to leave for Privet Drive and go into hiding because of the events of the Second Wizarding War, and you don't really see her, Vernon or Dudley at all after that, and therefore Petunia and Harry kind of reconcile. But I think the one that really gets to reconcile with Harry is really Dudley. Not so much the other two, but I mean, I suppose they got to do that in a way, but not to the extent that Dudley did. So therefore, that would pretty much be the story of Petunia Dursley, I guess, in summary. And as you can tell, obviously, a lot of what I said in the Vernon Dursley showcase, and the same can definitely be said for the Dudley showcase that I'll most likely end up doing relatively soon, so obviously stay tuned for that. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this episode for these LEGO Harry Potter Years 5 to 7 showcases, then like, comment, subscribe, share these favorite videos. If we could get up to 60 likes, that'll be great, and yeah. Ciao, guys.